Hi.
Girl.
How are you guys doing?
Good to see you.
Glad to be here.
All right, so we're gonna get started. We are sharing our video live on social media, and I'm gonna ask you to mute if you can, and I will prompt you to do that in a second here too. But thanks for joining us. This is an event we have never done like this before. So wanted to be able to provide an opportunity to tell you about LCS and who we are and what we do. We really want to be able to just take about 45 minutes of your time and have a discussion and share information with you. And our goal is to be able to find ways that we can grow our ministry, but also just share the stories of what we do. So my name is Megan Miesler. I'm the executive director here at LCS. And again, I want to invite you to engage, use our comment section, use the chat, and ask us any questions that you want about who we are and what we do.
And I am the Laura Blank,
The one and only.
Laura Blank. I do marketing and development here, along with different administrative kind of duties. And like Megan said, we're super happy that you guys are joining us tonight. And because you are not physically in our office tonight, we want to invite you into our office. So we have a quick video to start things off. For those of you that have never been to our humble abode, our house, we have a quick tour that we'd like to show you just to kind of kick things off.
Lutheran Counseling Services was founded in 1987 to provide quality care to those in need of professional counseling in Central Florida. Since its inception, LCS has provided a wide range of confidential professional counseling and consulting services to thousands of Florida residents, regardless of race, creed, gender, religion, or national origin. Originally founded by the Lutheran Church and local community leaders, Lutheran Counseling Services has grown into an independent nonprofit, providing mental health counseling, training, and consulting services to our local community and the nation. Lutheran Counseling Services is always there to answer the call. In just the past year, Lutheran Counseling Services has been able to offer affordable counseling to hundreds, thanks to our 4 donor-funded grant programs. It is with the deepest and humblest gratitude to our donors that we are able to keep our mission alive. Motivated by the grace of God, LCS provides faith-based professional counseling, mental health education, and consultation for individuals, families, and communities seeking growth and renewal.
So if you've never had an opportunity to physically be in our offices, we just wanted to give you a little tour. We've done some updating in COVID, so hopefully that video gave you a little taste of our main office here in Winter Park. As we talked about, our mission is to share God's healing and abundant grace in our community. And one of the ways we do that, or the way we've been trying and working hard to do that during COVID, is by creating safe places for people to grow and safe places for people to change their stories. So wherever we are located, wherever our therapists are, and they are in a wide variety of places right now throughout COVID, that is our goal. And so in the last 18 months, we've developed some core values. LCS seeks to be professional, compassionate, accessible, hopeful, and always authentic. That's one of the key core values, I think, at LCS, is that we want to be real life, real people doing real life with you. So we work really hard to be authentic in who we are and what we share and what we do.
And if you didn't know, LCS is a 501c3 nonprofit. Megan Miesler, like she said, is the executive director, but she has a few people that watch over her, and that is our volunteer board of directors. And tonight with us, we have several members, but we'd like to ask our board president, Mr. Rod Jackson, to say a few words.
Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. For those of you that I've not met yet, My name is Rod Jackson. I actually serve as the superintendent at St. Luke's Lutheran School in Oviedo, Florida. And I moved to this area 6 years ago. And since then, I've become a raving fan of everything Lutheran Counseling Services does. And I've been really blessed because I've been able to kind of experience and observe LCS in action in really 3 different ways that I want to share with you. All of which are unique and important. First of all, I'm a customer of Lutheran Counseling Services. We contract with LCS to provide school counselors on our campus throughout the school year. These counselors meet with individual students to provide help, counseling, and support in areas like anxiety or grief or divorce or social skills or a myriad of other needs. And I know that counseling is an invaluable part of the support and love and care that we're providing to the students and families of our school. The LCS counselors also provide support to faculty members, to parents and families. And there's really no question in my mind that St. Luke's is stronger and St. Luke's is healthier because of the influence, the expertise, and the passionate service that the LCS counselors provide. The second way that I've been able to experience LCS is as a board member. I've been on the board for several years now, and just recently took on the role of board chair. And there I get kind of a bird's eye view of all the amazing work that LCS is doing in all different parts of our community. That's, of course, individual counseling sessions at the mothership that you just saw a picture of. Those numbers are growing and growing as LCS serves more and more people in our community. I've also know that LCS is not just serving students and families at our school, but at multiple schools throughout the greater Orlando area, helping hundreds and hundreds of children and their families. Excuse me. Mental health to the elderly is something that LCS does and does very well in multiple ways in multiple places. Such a crucial service, particularly over these last 2 years of pandemic. And specific help to ministry workers in churches and schools, really throughout the country, to people who need help, who are in very demanding and stressful ministry positions. And that's really kind of a segue into the third way I've gotten to know LCS, and that is as a client through the Ministry Assistance Program that LCS provides in conjunction with the Lutheran Church. I've been a client during a difficult and stressful period in my own ministry, where I participated in individual counseling and without question benefited from that experience. So just in these couple of minutes, I hope you can get a sense of how one person can benefit from and experience LCS in so many different ways and really see the amazing work that's being done in our community. To me, LCS is an asset to this greater Orlando area that we need greatly. And I think we're all very thankful that we have it.
Thanks so much, Rod. I like, it makes my heart so glad to hear those words and for you to be willing to share your own personal journey with LCS too. Rod became our board chair last month. So he's strapping on his boots and getting ready to do some great things with us. But as he said, has always been a great partner. I've been in this role as executive director pretty much through COVID. That was what I was thrown into. And Rod has been my sounding board for sure. But as I came on as executive director, one of the things we started to establish around here was a leadership team. LCS has a lot of programs that we operate and do. It's not just counseling in a little white house in Winter Park. And so we've invited our team to share some tonight about the work that they do and who they are and their specific skills that really keep LCS going, and this ministry that was established over 31 years ago, keep that ministry alive here in Central Florida and honestly, really far reaching throughout our country. So I'm gonna ask each of them to speak, and we're gonna start with, I said I would never call him this, but Dr. Rick Armstrong, our previous executive director. If you would share a little bit about who you are and what you do and the ministry programs that you run here at LCS.
Let me catch my breath, because yeah, when I got this degree, you told me that you would never call me doctor, except for that night. So wow. My role right now at Lutheran Counseling Services is ministry care coordinator. I see clients and others 2 to 3 days a week now, and loving that and loving the fact that somebody else is doing the administrative work and all of that leading. And I especially love that that happened before COVID. So yeah, so yes, you've done a great job, Megan, and your team. So part of what is involved in that for me is I coordinate the ministerial assistance program that Rod referred to. And I went back and looked at our numbers for the second quarter of this year, 2021. And during the second quarter of this year, we interacted with 67 different church workers, and that was done in almost 95 hours, and that was served in that way. That ministerial assistance program serves 3 denominational judicatories: the Florida Bahama Synod, ELCA, the Florida Georgia District, LCMS, and the Southern District of the LCMS. And so those numbers include those. And I would say that those are pretty consistent numbers over the year. I do a report once a quarter to the bishops and district presidents, a very confidential report. They don't know who it's talking about, and basically just the numbers. We do a similar service for the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod Office of International Mission. And so we are the contact and service place for the EAP services for those missionaries around the world. And so I did not get those numbers, but we're pretty busy at different times. And as different situations happen throughout the world, that causes the anxiety that goes on within many of those workers. Also in this role, I also am coordinating our assessment program, as we are asked by multiple different denominations to assess candidates for ministry, as they have folks apply primarily for ordination, some churches for other certification roles. And we do that for the ELCA and for the PCUSA, for the United Church of Christ, for the Disciples of Christ, and for the Moravian Church. So for this year, 2021, we have done 18 assessments. And I think that's kind of on the track to what we did last year. I think last year was in the upper 20s or something of what we had done. And so that's a piece that I also do.
Thanks, Rick. If you didn't know, Rick helped kind of establish that whole piece in that ministry along with Mel Jacobs, who's our founding director here at LCS. And so one of the things that LCS, I think we just continue to pride ourselves in is that we understand church worker life, the nice side of it and the rough and difficult side. And speaking as a pastor's kid, as ministry kids, we know that there are different challenges and unique challenges. And so that's been a core at LCS of serving church workers and supporting them in the work that they do. And another one who definitely understands church worker life and who has been at LCS the longest, I won't say how long, is Mary Jo Horde. She's a licensed clinical social worker. Besides Rick, she taught me everything else I know about counseling. And we're so blessed to have her as part of our team. So Mary Jo Horde, will you share a little bit about who you are and what you do for LCS?
Better?
That's better.
Okay, good. Good evening. I will say that, and I'm not ashamed to say, I've been at Lutheran Counseling for 28 years part-time, and I am a proponent of Lutheran Counseling, and I love my job. I loved my job when Mel was there, when Rick was there, and when I love that Megan is now my boss. I think that is absolutely amazing. So I am the clinical coordinator, and under my purview are a couple of different activities. First, I plan and execute with help file reviews to make sure that we are following our professional standards as we serve our clients and document what we do. I execute with help client satisfaction surveys so we can understand how our clients see us. And I have to say that most of the time our reviews are extremely positive, which I think is a blessing. I also manage, try to figure out what kinds of things we need as a professional staff with trainings and staff development activities. I do the scheduling of our clinical meetings, and I do supervise interns, and I do see clients, which I truly love. But I wanted to spend another minute talking to you all about how important interns are to LCS. We probably wouldn't be able to do everything we do if it weren't for the interns. So we attract and recruit master's level interns, social workers, mental health counselors, and marriage and family therapists. We also attract and recruit master's level interns who are pursuing licensure, and they need to be somewhere where they can get the experience and training. So we are very happy to provide that for them. And in turn, they provide valuable clinical services for our programs. You're going to hear a lot more about them, but in addition to the supervision that they receive, they work in the schools seeing the children. They help out in the aging programs, sometimes in person, sometimes in groups, and sometimes using telehealth. The registered interns also need to build up their hours for their licensure, and so they have an opportunity to build their caseload. So we foster a really positive relationship with our interns. And I'm very happy to say that we are attracting people from outside of Florida. So currently we have a social work student. She's pursuing her master's degree, and she's from Tulane. And of course, we're doing a lot of that. She does a lot of that stuff virtually, but she actually lives in Orlando. So we are very fortunate that we get to see her and work with her. So like I said, I think our partnership is great. And I would be remiss if I did not say that the interns and all of the work that they do are supervised by a really great staff of seasoned clinicians. That would be Brandy, Megan, and Rick. So kudos to them for all the work that they do to make sure that the interns get what they need. Thanks.
Thanks, MJ. MJ talked about, we have really kind of created a culture here that we want to train up students. We want to train up students, and so many of our students and registered interns stay on with us and become licensed under us. I'm a product of that. I've been here since I was a registered intern, and Mary Jo Horde was my supervisor. So we social workers like to stick together, and we have this little ruse in the office that we really need some more social workers to keep up with those marriage and family and mental health therapists. So the next person I want to introduce you to is Brandy Wadley. She is a licensed clinical social worker, and she is our community outreach coordinator. So Brandy, will you share just a little bit about who you are, what you do for LCS?
Absolutely. Well, so thank you so much, Megan. I'm so glad to be here tonight, and I am so glad that you guys are here. So I am the Community Services Coordinator here at LCS, and I've been here at LCS not as long as everyone else that we've talked about already. I've been here only a little 3 years, but I feel like I've been in this family for a really long time, and I also really love working here. So we have 3 different programs that support our community. Our first one is the SRC program, which is a partnership with Samaritan Resource Center, or SRC, which is located off of Dean Road. This program provides services to the homeless population. We offer individual counseling, including assessment for higher level of care, family counseling, crisis consultation, crisis management resources, clinical consultation, and referrals. In the past year, we've had the privilege to provide 140 individual counseling sessions, as well as maintaining a strong ministry of presence, where LCS has been able to provide 260 staff consultations to the staffs at the SRC. The next program is our older adult program, which is where we go to older adult independent living facilities like the Plymouth or the Luther Haven to provide individual counseling, group counseling, family counseling, staff consultation, crisis consultation, management resources, clinical consultation, and referrals. to both residents and staff. This program was created about 10 years ago by Angie Majors, who I think was also an intern clinician at LCS. And it became our ministry here at LCS, which means it's fully funded by donations and fundraising. And in the past year, we've been able to provide 95 individual and group sessions across our sites. And if you're interested in helping LCS support this program, we're hosting our second annual We Care 5K on October 30th at 8 a.m. at St. Stephen's Lutheran Church. And for more details, please check out lcsfl.com and click the We Care 5K logo on the front page. I hope to see you there. Lastly, we have the Florida Blue program, which is our newest program. This started in February of this year, and it's in partnership with Seniors First. This program supports our older adults in the community that are and have been affected by COVID, the pandemic, isolation, loneliness. LCS provides both telehealth and in-home services to these clients. This includes mental health check-ins and individual counseling sessions. We also do handwritten letters by mail to reach out to those clients as well. In the past 7 months, we have been able to provide 126 mental health check-ins and individual sessions. Being able to support our community's mental health has been an amazing journey, and I cannot wait to see how LCS continues to grow in our community and provide these vital services. If you guys have any questions about any of the programs, please don't hesitate to contact me at Brandy, BRANDI, at lcsfl.com. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Brandy, so much. And again, if you guys have any questions about the programs that we offer or what LCS is doing, please leave it in the comments. We'd be so happy to answer your questions. And I'll tell you, our community programs are just exploding. In the past 2 months, we've been approached by 2 different entities to offer different services in the community. And we're really excited to start a new partnership with the Englewood Community Center and Prince of Peace, which hopefully is kicking off October 1st and offering mental health counseling at the community center right in Englewood. So much needed service in that way. I also want to introduce to you Erica Sickles. She is a licensed mental health counselor, was licensed, I think this year. I think I'm speaking right. And she runs our school counseling program. So Erica, will you share a little bit about our school counseling program? It's the program Rod was talking about at St. Luke's as well.
Absolutely. And thank you, Rod, for that introduction. I love my job. I get to work with kids. And it's just an honor to coordinate the program here at LCS. I've been with LCS for 4 years. And our school counseling program has really grown exponentially. We are in 8 schools now in 4 different counties across Central Florida. And in the 2020-2021 school year, we served 147 students in the program, which equated to over 1,300 individual counseling sessions and over 260 group counseling sessions. We do a pre and post test to see how we're improving, and we saw improvement in the presenting problem in 89% of the people that enrolled for counseling services. And then 94% of our responses showed that counseling was helpful in other ways beyond their initial concerns that they were referred for, such as in building skills and coping, which has been obviously very important these last few years. So during this past year, our school counselors adjusted to COVID-19 concerns, met with students and families and teachers across Central Florida on school campuses, and also were able to switch to a telehealth platform to really meet the needs of students who were quarantined or participating in distance learning. And beyond the specific school clients served, the school counseling program also offers support to parents and teachers through monthly educational newsletters that target social emotional learning and character traits, and then also by offering presentations on campus and online for parenting and mental health topics. So the school program aims to make counseling services accessible to families by bringing the counselors to where the students are, providing another friendly and caring adult to support children, destigmatizing mental health services by offering it on school campuses where they get other types of services, and then offering evidence-based interventions to improve client lives. And we also work to build up the families and build up the school communities as well. So as we're beginning our third school year impacted by COVID, we've made some enhancements to really best meet the needs of students and the school communities. So for this year, our school counselors are carrying iPads, which allows them to share important resources with children, teens, parents, school staff. They are able to conduct their online telehealth sessions. That could be with a student or also offer a parent who's at work a chance to see face-to-face the person who's meeting with their child. And it also gives us a paperless way to complete our paperwork, which means less touching and spreading germs. But more than that, it means getting services quicker, getting those services started and getting kids help quicker and getting their support system built out. So we've expanded the program also this year to offer sessions to parents as well as the teachers and school staff that Rod mentioned earlier. And we really just know that the best way to help kids is really to support and lift up their support system. And parents and school staff and teachers are a huge part of that support system. So we've done a lot of things to help improve the support system, which in turn improves the lives of children. So it takes a village, and I love being part of that village.
Thank you so much, Erica. One thing I want to point out that really sets LCS apart, and maybe you heard Brandy say it, and I think Erica said it too, is we kind of have this saying, it's called Ministry of Presence. And so if we are on your campus, if we are partnered with your facility, it's not just that we walk in and see the clients that are scheduled and on our calendar. LCS works to raise up therapists who are going to support the whole community. So hopefully, I think Rod alluded to that too. We're checking in with teachers. If somebody's pulling us aside and saying like, this person is really struggling, we're gonna check in on them. And so that ministry of presence is something LCS talks about a lot. And I would say that ministry of presence is true in our family community here at LCS amongst our staff. I tell anybody that wants to be part of our team, you have to be willing to share your life with us. We are therapists, and we are gonna know if something's up. And I'm a very open and outspoken person, so you're going to know what's going on with me. So it's really important in that kind of piece. And so the last person of our leadership team that I want to introduce is Andrea Reichard. She is not a therapist, but that is because we need an operations coordinator, an all things financial person, because as I'm learning in my role, is not always my strength. So Andy is our go-to person for finances, and I'm going to have her introduce herself.
Hey there. So yeah, I'm Andrea Reichard, go by Andy, and I serve as our operations coordinator here at LCS, and I have done that for the last 2 years. And like Megan said, I handle all things considered back office. Anything not therapy related is payables, receivables, insurance billing, all financials, working with our CPA, working with our auditors, assisting Megan with any kind of HR where needed, and then occasionally some facility management type things, like, although Megan's the fan replacer, but
it took a little bit, okay? It took me a whole day.
But other needs that come up, I try to help out in those roles. I want to say in this role, I work with a team. I don't do it alone. So there's a group, there's our front desks ladies who help out a lot. Laura assists me a lot of times. And we work with the team to make sure that we honor the donations that we receive by keeping our costs down. That's one of the ways. And we make sure that all funds sent for a specific grant fund are used 100% for client care. So I work closely with the CPA to make sure all funds are accounted for and used accordingly. I just want to give you a couple examples. One example of a cost savings we did last year is we negotiated a new copier agreement. And so this gave us a 40% savings on our printing and copying costs. And then during COVID, we moved to an online client portal, which was a huge move. And it was great because clients can securely add their credit cards and their HSA cards. And that just allows us to charge the card as soon as they have been seen, because a lot of our sessions went virtual. And so that was a little different. We didn't have the face-to-face with the client to be able to collect payment. And so now we've got all that online, so we can bill them or collect payment as soon as they've been seen. And we just completed our audit today. I'm so excited. And I just want to say, we have a great CPA who helps us a lot, but we received our first email on Monday and the audit was completed today. So the auditor said that everything went really, really smooth, and that's, just attest to how well our team works together to make sure our financials are recorded and handled in a proper way. So I just want to say we greatly appreciate the donations we receive and work very hard to honor those donations. Because without them, we can't continue to provide that mental health services to the uninsured or the underinsured.
Thank you, Andy, so much. Laura Blank is part of our leadership team. She works on development and fundraising. And I must say, and this last year, she has done an amazing job. And I know she doesn't like me to talk about her because she's standing right next to me, but I'm going to. So she's been on top of grants and on top of fundraising, and we give thanks for her for sure.
Thanks, Megan.
You're welcome.
Don't think I have much of a choice sometimes, but I do enjoy it. We hope that you enjoyed meeting some of our staff. That was just a fraction of the people that work in our offices. We have our interns, we have other therapists that work alongside of us. But what we want to do now is that Mary Jo would share that every year we send out a survey, and part of us being authentic is we want to share those results with you so you can hold us accountable and see what our clients are saying about us. So we've put all of those results into a video that we are going to now share with you so you can see how we're doing. So those are just a glimpse. I'm going to pull up some stats soon of the fraction of our clients. But I think what's kind of a testament is that we got high ratings in pretty much everything, little to no complaints. And as I've learned in the world of grant writing, stories matter. And that makes it really, really tricky. As we're a counseling office, we cannot share our clients' stories, but we can share these results. We can share that we're having a positive impact in the community, that we're getting good ratings, that people like their therapist. Those are just a few of the comments that we received and pulled from the survey as a whole, but just it's a testament to all the therapists here at LCS that we're doing good work, especially just in these crazy times right now. So just to kind of go along with the survey results, Megan's going to share a screen. Oh, it's already on. Just kidding. Of just where we're at statistically. I've also learned that grants, they like to see numbers. So here are the numbers for you. I'm not going to read them because I think you all can read that yourselves, but you see on the left there that is our total amount of clients seen. So individuals, this includes older adult program, the school program, anything that had a note written for them. So as you can see already this year, 2021, there's still 3 months left and we're about 70 clients ahead of where we ended 2020. And just to kind of give you a heads up as to where we're going, we probably average 6 to 10 new client calls, if not more, per week. Not all these come on as clients, but a majority of them do. So that can kind of give you where we may end up, probably well over 800, I would guess. On the right there, you see how many sessions we have done. So already this year, we've done over 5,000 individual sessions. So our therapists are working overtime right now. Below those session totals, I want to just highlight and talk a little bit about the COVID impact. When April, I guess it really was mid-March 2020 came, our therapists were not on telehealth. We were doing in-person sessions, virtual sessions occurred on special occasions. So when the world shut down, we had to pivot and we had to do it quickly. And we got all of our therapists online. They all had their own telehealth platform. They all transitioned smoothly. And right now, a lot of them are still doing in-person and virtual sessions, which means that we have 25 offices, whether that's in person or virtually. So we made that change very quickly. And you can see up until now how many video sessions we've done, phone sessions, and then just the new client calls. This is from April. We've had over 580 new clients call in. This was pulled a few days ago, so I'm sure that's up to 590, almost maybe 600
Probably.
So I think that this speaks volumes to what Lutheran Counseling Services is doing, just the impact that we're making in Central Florida and beyond.
Thanks, Laura. I think one of the things I want to highlight too is what's unique about LCS as a nonprofit is that we are on insurance panels. We are not a nonprofit that 100% fundraises everything that we do. We do collect a client fee, and we do believe that clients are more invested in their counseling if they do have to pay a portion of it. So right now, 30% of our clients are on insurance, and 70% of our clients either come to us through the programs that we serve in the community, such as schools or older adults, or they're on a sliding scale. And so our sliding scale, the way that LCS is able to offer that is that we fundraise for specific grant funds to support clients that are in need. After the Pulse shooting that happened here several years ago, we established a crisis care fund, and that was to help clients that are struggling in a crisis receive mental health services. And through COVID, we completely depleted that because that was a major crisis in our community. So just wanted to share what sets us apart and kind of makes us unique in that way and the people that we serve. It's a really great opportunity for us to serve anybody and everybody that needs mental health, especially if they only come to us on insurance panels, because somebody's name is Armstrong, and that means he shows up at the top of everybody's list. And so LCS is right there. We wanted to take a couple minutes to tell you just some ways that we would love your support here at LCS.
And as we begin to wrap things up, this is just kind of our last portion. If you have any questions or comments or anything that you want us to touch on before we end, feel free to comment and we'll highlight those at the end here. One of the easiest ways that you can support us is if you are on social media, just to share, just interact with our posts. We post weekly about different things. There's a Motivational Monday, Wisdom Wednesday. We raise awareness for mental health on Friday. So just even liking it, sharing it, interacting with it, that kind of just puts LCS further out there, helps us get us on the map.
Another big thing that Brandy highlighted that we want to share with you we are doing is our virtual 5K, and you get some really cool swag if you sign up or you get a team. We are so close to our goal, and so we would love for you all to create a team. If you get a team of 5, it's only $25 a person. So being able to do that or attend any of our other events, joining our live event right now and sharing it on your social media after we're done would be a great opportunity for people to hear about LCS and who we are and what we do.
Another way is to keep us busy and refer clients. If you have a friend or know someone that is in need, we are obviously here to help, and we want to help others. We want to reduce the stigma on mental health. And so we would love if you have someone in need, send them our way. We also want to make you aware that we do have a free on-call line and an on-call email address, and that is on our website. So you can also direct that to people who may not be prepared to take that first step, or if they have some sort of emergency.
If you've never been on our website, you need to head over there. One of the things I would love to have anybody watching this do is subscribe to our newsletter. We try to put out information monthly, not just about what LCS is doing, but about what we know are hot topics in mental health right now. Anxiety is high. I had a whole little anxiety meltdown yesterday here over a fan. And so it's not just about COVID, but COVID already spikes our anxiety. So we want to be able to put tools in your hand to share with people. And you can find that when you subscribe to our newsletter. You can definitely do that by emailing us right now, or by going on our website under resources, you can sign up and join our newsletter.
Probably the easiest way for you to support LCS is to pray for us. Pray for our staff, pray for our therapists, pray for our clients, pray for our donors. Just encompass LCS in your prayers as we continue to bring this ministry into Central Florida, and honestly, the country, the world, as we see missionaries. We're just all over the place. So we covet your prayers.
Infinity and beyond would be the thing to say. But lastly, we would covet your financial support. As we have that increase in clients, we need increase in funds, not just for our client funds, but to support the staff behind the scenes. We have a building in Winter Park, and I'm telling you, we're running out of room here. But also, we have clients that are in desperate need. We had a client today call just in desperate need with no insurance. And so we want to be able to continue to offer that. That has been a staple at LCS from the beginning. We're one of the only places that continues to offer a sliding scale in Central Florida. And I can tell you right now, I don't know if we have that stat, but we're offering a sliding scale throughout Florida via telehealth. And the increase in telehealth has made mental health more accessible, more available, and quite honestly makes me more available to see more clients because I can do it virtually at times. So if you've never thought about financially supporting our mission, I would ask you to sign up for our 5K, donate online, whatever it is that you want to support. As Andy said, we work so hard to honor your funds, but really our heart is to create safe places for people to change their story. And so we can do that with your financial support. We had a couple questions come in as we wrap up here, but if you guys have anything that you wanted to share that didn't get shared, I would encourage you to do that. One question that came is, what do you need in order to accomplish the growth? And maybe it is just to sustain the growth. We have kind of an influx right now of students and registered interns that we're bringing in. But one of the things that we are in desperate need of is a Spanish speaking therapist. Our contract with Florida Blue says that we provide Spanish speaking services, and this new community partnership we have also needs some Spanish speaking services. So if you know anybody who happens to be a therapist and can speak Spanish and you could send them our way, that would be great. I would say the other thing too is we've tapped every corner of this house. And sometimes we're knocking down walls and running phone lines and electricity. So if you know people who are willing to give of their time or have maybe just a special skill that could help us in some things around this house, that would be great.
And the other question that came in is, will you be adding staff or locations? We keep bringing on students, we keep bringing on interns. I think there's someone in Megan's office every week being interviewed for some sort of position. So yes, we are bringing on more staff. The problem is, yes, we need more locations. We do have a lot of satellite locations, just not all of them have opened due to COVID. So we're kind of waiting for that to occur so we can kind of branch out, send our therapists to other locations. And yes, we are wanting to open up locations. We just need therapists to be there in different cities and other locations. So we do have a plan. COVID's just bringing about different issues.
Yeah, I think when I first came on and I was like, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. I'm saying yes to a lot of things, but I'm running out of space. So that continues to be a great problem that God has placed in our lap. Like seriously, probably the best problem that we could have. And the growth in mental health and mental health awareness, even in the last couple of months, has just skyrocketed what we're doing here, but also I think just allows us to continue to have transparent and authentic conversations. So we want to honor your time and wrap up our discussion unless anybody had a question or something they wanted to share. No? Okay, I thought Omar was trying to share something. Well, thank you so much for spending this 45 minutes, we're at 44 minutes, with us tonight. We greatly appreciate your presence, and again, would encourage you to share this on your social media platforms or with whoever you think might just need to hear about our ministry. And because we recognize that when we gather virtually or in person together, God is present, we would like to thank him for this time together. So if you'll pray with me, and we will close out our time. Dear Lord, I thank you so much for the ability to use technology to spread what you're doing in these private individual sessions that take place in this house, across the country, through telehealth. You do amazing things every day, and we don't always get to see it. So thank you for this opportunity to share just a glimpse of what takes place here at this ministry and in this place for the last 31 years. Thank you for all of our therapists who give of their time and their heart and their soul to serve people. I pray that all of those watching, all of those attending this would also feel your presence and be blessed to increase their understanding about mental health and assist those around them. Thank you again, Lord, for this ministry. Thank you for this place. And thank you for these people. In your name we pray. Amen. Thank you, guys.